G'day YouTubers, Mikey here, day 4 bootcamp video for the WarbossTae Painting Challenge, and I've been looking forward to doing this video because this is where we get to share off videos of our painting stations, and I really love mine. It's taken me a few years to get things sorted, but I'm finally there. I've sort of, my lovely wife allows me to have my own little nerd room with all my stuff in it. She calls it my nerd room, so it sort of is stuck, and I put all my little trinkets and hobbies related stuff in here. And I've also got my painting station, which is awesome because I love just sitting in here. It feels really cool having all this stuff around me. But yeah, this is essentially where I set up to do my painting. I'm lucky enough to have a table, and I've fixed it up with some lighting in that. So we'll go over what I sort of have got here. I guess we'll start at the top. I keep the models I'm working on. So I've got a few things. I've got some orcs, and I've also got these Kings of War models, which are almost like the Goblin Spearmen on the Moor Beasts, I think they were. And I've also got the Hero Quest models. See, people have been asking, and I am still working on the Hero Quest models. I'm plugging away at them. I've got them all down here as well, all sorted out. So in between other little painting things I do throughout the challenge, I'm going to be doing some of them as well. So what I've also got is I've got a few lights here. I've got this one, and I've got a lamp here. I'd like to get a brighter lamp because this just throws off more of a yellow light. I need more of the white light, and usually during the day it's fine because I can open these blinds up here and basically the natural light comes in. But yeah, at night time it's a bit annoying, so I've got to get a new globe for that one, like a clear globe. So yeah, this is pretty essentially the table. I've also got a few other things. I've got here like a hobby drill with a little sanding attachment on it, and which is fantastic for when you're working on models and you want to smooth some of those the edges and that down, or imperfections. It makes it so much easier, and it's more precise, I find, than just scraping away with a hobby knife where you've got a potential of damaging the model. This you can just slowly just make it nice and smooth, so it works out really well. But I guess some of the more important things of this course is painting, the paints, I guess. And what I usually do when I'm working on a project is I'll set up all the paints on this little table here. So I've got all the colours that I'm going to need for this project. I've set all that up. I've also down here got heaps more paints. Yes, I'm a sucker for buying paints. So I've got all them as well. And some of the other new things I got is also some brushes, and I was asked to show this off by alternative artists. So I got the Citadel range mainly because I really like the new brushes they have, and I thought I'd give them a try. I haven't bought GW brushes for a while, and I thought, you know what, it's new project, new paints, new brushes. Let's see how they go. So I got the medium base brush. I've also got the medium layer brush. And what else have we got here? We've got this here as well, the texture, because I'm going to be using a new product, which I'll show you shortly. Then we've got basically the small layer brush. Then we've got the medium shade brush. And I've got the dry brushing, the large one. And I've also got the large base brush as well. I was interested because it's got this, the brushes doesn't come to a fine point. It's got this edge like this, and I've seen some of the new painting tutorials that GW is doing, and it looks quite it's quite interesting. I'm keen to try this brush out and see what it's like. And so some of the new paints that I've also, well, I guess not paints, but more is the texture, which is a new product I'm going to use, and it's this one here, this Astrogranite, and this is for the basing. So I'm keen to see what this is going to end up like in the end. So when I come to that stage, I might do a little product review and maybe take some photos or something like that, so you can see the stages of how it's applied and how it dries and all that sort of stuff as well. Pretty much, yeah, got all the rest of the paints. I did unfortunately pick up the wrong color paint. This is I wanted Astronomicon grey, and I picked up this one. And I was like, no! So I'm going to go back into the shops and go and get that replacement. One of the other things I'm going to be doing different is I'm going to be using this black primer as opposed to grey, which I normally do. So another first for me is to try black, the new Army Painter black. I've tried the GW black, but I haven't used a black primer for a very long time. It would be back when I got my Space Orcs army, which was years and years ago. So yeah, I haven't really sprayed in black since then, so I'm really keen to see how that works. Some of the other things, I've got extra brushes here, old brushes that I just use for bits and pieces. I keep all my hobby knife and all my other little bits and pieces in here for when I need to do things. I use old painting pots, so you can sort of see here with this guy, and I stick blue tack on the top of them, and then I find these old GW or Citadel, the hexagon, really easy to hold on to when you're painting, so that's why I like those ones better. Then I've also got, I usually use this big mug here now for water, and I've also got the wet palette, which is really handy. If you don't have a wet palette, you don't have to buy one. You can make cheap ones. WarbossTae does a really great ghetto wet palette, so check that out. But yeah, wet palette definitely is a great thing to have as well. And lastly, the other thing that I do is this little drawer down here, and I pull this out, and usually this is where I keep my reference sheets, so I can reference what I'm doing and the colours that I'm using, and yeah. So, bit of a long video, but I hope you've enjoyed this tour. I can't wait to get started. I'm really amped for this challenge, so wishing everyone the best. I can't wait to see all your painting stations, and look forward to chatting to you throughout the project. This is essentially where I'm going to be watching everyone's videos as well. I'll set up my little iPad and I'll just be watching videos as I'm painting. So all the best everyone, and I'll chat to you in the next video. Bye.